famously infamous. I'm your host, Kevin Linke. We have a special episode for you today where we're going to talk about this man right here, Dino Hines. For the last 6 months, almost 7 months, Mr. Hines has been stalking my girlfriend. More recently, he has begun to stalk my mother. My girlfriend just recently filed for a PPO against him. My mom will be doing the same thing. The backstory on me and Mr. Hines is I've only met him once or twice in my entire life. The first time was about 12 years ago when I got into a bar fight with a buddy of his out at Amy's Buffalo Bar on Gratiot. I prevailed in the fight. Dino didn't like that, and since that time, he has been infatuated with me and obsessed with me. Unbeknownst to me, for the last 2.5 years, he has been using a fake profile, one of his many, to message me on my Facebook profile. And I've gone back and forth with him and kind of played into it a little bit. Where he started amping it up was after the Josh Conant situation. For those of you that aren't aware of what happened there, Josh Conant was a 26-year-old young man. He was at a bar in downtown Port Huron. He was subsequently murdered by the bouncers and Port Huron police officer Chelsea Kane. This was all caught on video. It is the subject of some civil litigation. Criminal charges were not pursued in this case by the Attorney General's office, but hopefully they reverse course and initiate criminal charges after the civil case is done with. Where this gets interesting is Mr. Hines himself is a former police officer. He has been fired from numerous departments for his psychotic and unhinged behavior. He was also accessing the lien system improperly. Following his firing from all these different departments, Mr. Hines continued to pretend that he was a police officer. He would wear his different police gear that he had, and he would present himself as a cop even though he wasn't. In the last couple weeks, Mr. Hines has been escalating his efforts against me, my girlfriend, and my family. Specifically, his new course of action is to stay up all night, use a fake email with my name. It's klinke at outmail.com or something of that nature. And he's been emailing crisis intervention centers and drug intervention centers in the middle of the night saying that me or someone in my family needs immediate help due to drugs and mental illness. So these crisis centers have been calling our phones in the middle of the night thinking that we are in danger or that we need help. And for whatever reason, Dino here thinks that he's going to get away with this. I've been highlighting Dino for a while. In all the times that he's been attacking the Conant family and attacking myself, no one knew who this was. He's been using this fake profile, which I'll show you guys right here. It's one of many. Oh, that's his buddy Devin Strzelecki. We'll get to Devin in a different episode. So Dino has been using this Curtis Brown profile right here and another. He's got 2 other Curtis Brown profiles. And he's been using these profiles to harass everybody in the community thinking that nobody would ever be able to figure out who he is. He's been using a VPN, which is a virtual private network, to access the internet to do what he's been doing. The St. Clair County Sheriff's Department is investigating Dino right now. Deputy Egan from the department is actually involved. They are aware now that Dino is Curtis Brown. Where Dino really messed up is that he went after a court employee who is actually also related to the Conant family. That employee filed sought criminal charges against Dino and filed a police report, and they're investigating that. They're going to figure it out here sooner or later that it's him. So about 2-3 months ago, I was able to figure out that Curtis Brown was Dino Hines. Since that time, I've been posting about Dino Hines all over Through My Eyes, which you can find on Facebook. It's Through My Eyes on Facebook. Check it out. These are just some of the posts. This is a woman actually reached out to me who was allegedly assaulted by Mr. Hines. I've had other women reaching out to me that Mr. Hines used to date and that have had very terrifying experiences with him. Dino has been charged multiple times with felony domestic violence. For whatever reason, he's been able to kind of evade convictions. And I think he's been able to manipulate his victims into, not pursuing charges after they've already, contacted the police. So I keep posting about him. Here's some of the posts right here. You can see. This is Dino's LinkedIn page right here. As you can see, he uses the COVID border right there. You can see the COVID border for his profile picture. And if you look, Curtis Brown you can see it right here, kind of, it's hard to see, is another COVID border. So there's a lot of circumstantial evidence that, you know, makes it very clear that Dino is Curtis. Some other things that have happened that further confirm that Dino is Curtis is me and Dino had a phone conversation a couple weeks ago. I was able to get his phone number. I called him, told him to stop harassing me, stop harassing my girlfriend, my family, you know, whatever. Well, that phone number all of a sudden ended up on Curtis Brown's page within an hour. So, you know, it's very obvious that Dino is Curtis and that this is what he's been doing. He has a long history of creating fake Facebook profiles to harass people. There was a situation where he went after a woman. She worked at a granite company that did work at Dino's girlfriend's house. They used very cheap cabinets. They apparently used very cheap cabinets that couldn't support the weight of the granite. Something happened there. He started trashing the company. The female employee of the company defended her company. Dino then created 5 different fake Facebook profiles and started going after this woman online. So, I mean, this is what this guy does. Here's part of the PPO petition that was filed against Dino. I'll let you guys know what happens there. They're either gonna grant it ex parte, or if they do deny it, we will be requesting a hearing. So Dino, you're coming into a courtroom and you're gonna talk about all this, so good luck, buddy. So Dino then, a few days ago, changed his profile picture on his personal page to a lion. And this is significant because the old picture I had on Through My Eyes was the picture of a lion and a quote. This guy is so fixated on me, it's funny to a degree, but it's also very concerning that a grown man of Dino's age, he's 51 years of age, would be this fixated on somebody that he's only met twice in his life and really doesn't know at all. But, you know, the world's full of a bunch of crazy people. A lot of people have had problems with this guy, and for whatever reason, you know, he goes after a lot of women, and women are terrified of him, so they're scared to really stand up to him. Well, I'm not, because here's the deal. If you want to come after me, that's fine. I'll deal with that. But when people start messing with my girlfriend and my family and those that I care about, that's a totally different situation. And I'm just not going to allow it to happen. You know, you can try to bully others. You're not going to bully me or the people around me. And I'm sure Dino will post this video to his Curtis Brown profile almost immediately once it's published. Yeah, here's another picture of Dino. This is Dino at the Port Huron pub crawl. This is a publicly available photo on Facebook, but that's Mr. Hines right there. He's a nutcase, and the women around him should probably avoid him. It's only a matter of time before he probably will make your life very uncomfortable. You know, doing what I do, we'll get Dino back up here. Doing what I do comes with this kind of stuff. You know, it's part and parcel of being, you know, a public figure and someone that's as outspoken as I am and someone that, you know, tackles the issues that I tackle. I've had to deal with multiple people like Dino, not to the degree of Dino, but, you know, people that are unhappy with what I do, so they try to come after me. And what happens is when they realize that they can't really get to me and they can't get a rise out of me and can't get the reaction out of me that they're looking for, they start targeting the people around me. And that's where I have a real problem. That's what I have a real problem with. You know, there's ways to deal with this outside of the law, and there's ways to deal with this inside of the law. We're choosing to deal with this inside of the law. We have already filed a police report. We have sought PPOs. We're going to do whatever we have to do to confront people like Dino Hines and to put an end to this. Because I'm telling you right now, Dino, and I know you're gonna see this, you're gonna fucking take it too far here soon enough, and you're gonna find yourself in a situation and in a position that you really don't wanna be in. I know you think that you're slick as fuck right now, and you've gotten away with all the stuff you've gotten away with throughout your life, but you ran into somebody this time that isn't gonna stand up or isn't going to sit down for your bullshit. So, you know, let's play, big guy. You know, there's certain ways you can deal with this stuff. You can ignore it, which we tried to do. You can confront it head on and try to deal with it yourself, which we tried to do. Or you can go through the courts and use the system and all that. That's the new course of action we're going to try to do. And we're going to try to deal with this way. We're going to try to get some court orders to put an end to this unhinged, psychotic stalker. Because that's what Dino is. He is a stalker. He has stalked so many people in the community, and he's continuing to do it, and it's time to put an end to this nonsense. You know, he has posted pictures of my girlfriend's house, my girlfriend's vehicles, pictures of her. He has made fake emails to contact her employer to try to get her fired. And mind you, she's one of the best employees that works for the company. They love her. So, you know, your efforts are wasted there, buddy. But this is what this guy does. It's just, it's, enough is enough. And so if I got to use my platform to talk about it and highlight this guy the way that I'm doing, that's what I'm going to do. And obviously that's what I am doing. If you're one of those people out there that has a problem with this, hey, you know what? That's for you to worry about, not for me to worry about. You can work through it on your own. I don't really care. I have a platform, I have a voice, I get a lot of attention on me, and I'm going to use it to put the spotlight on people like Dino Hines when they do the shit that they're doing. We'll touch on Devin real quick. So this is Devin Strzelecki. He's been also helping Dino Hines. He's another one. He has 5 or 6 fake Facebook accounts that he's been using to harass me, my girlfriend, my family. These two are peas in a pod. And we're gonna get to Devin. I'm gonna do another episode about Devin. We're gonna talk about him soon enough too. Yeah, see, here's a message that Curtis Brown posted. That's me, that's one of my mugshots. The guy, Curtis Brown, incessantly posts about me. And what I've been able to do is whenever I post about Dino, Curtis immediately responds on his page. So it's very obvious that Curtis is Dino and Dino is Curtis. So here's a message from somebody else from the Granite Girl. So it says, oh, Dino Hines. He harassed me for months, called me a whore, and posted all kinds of stuff on Facebook. I probably still have it in screenshots. Then months later, my dog was missing. He said he drove all over to take all my signs down and that God was punishing me and literally created 5 profiles to do so. He threatened me and I almost went to get a PPO. He is the scum of the earth. If I can find some of it, I'll send it over. He's a nut job. All over his girlfriend buying granite and his cabinets being too rickety to hold it and me sticking up for the company I worked for when he came in with a gun and threatened us. This is how unhinged this man is. He is a freaking nutcase. Exercise extreme caution around him. He poses a credible threat to females. Here's another one of Curtis Brown's profiles. So apparently this person laughed at a comment which sent Mayor McMeth Kevin into a fit of anger. So Kevin made a post about the guy. Kevin's prolonged drug abuse has seriously affected his brain, and no one is even paying attention to Kevin or taking him seriously anymore. And this was in response to a post I made about Dino. But Curtis Brown decided to address it. And what's really funny is at this point, Dino Hines at no time has publicly come out and said that he's not Curtis Brown. And what I know about Dino Hines is that if he really wasn't Curtis Brown, he would be going ballistic, coming after me and telling me that he's not Curtis Brown, but that hasn't happened. How this guy ever was able to become a police officer, I have no idea. They apparently let any dipshit join the force. So this was a message I sent to Dino Hines' girlfriend last week sometime. Within an hour of me sending this message to his girlfriend, Curtis Brown had posted a screenshot of the message. So that means that his girlfriend that I messaged took a screenshot of my message, sent it to Dino to show him that I contacted her, and then Dino immediately posted it under the Curtis Brown profile. But tell me again, Dean, how you're not Curtis Brown. But the police are gonna figure it out. You think that VPN's gonna save you. So we'll see. So yeah, Dino, I know you were really upset about the podcast or the Facebook Live I did about a year ago where I talked about Curtis Brown because you brought it up like 20, 30 times already. So I hope you really enjoyed this video and letting, now everybody can see who you are. And we're going to see you in court very, very soon. So I hope you have your story straight. And I really hope that you come in there thinking that you're smarter than everyone and you're going to be able to just dupe everybody in the courtroom that you're not Curtis Brown. But we'll see. So yeah, I will update all of this as things progress. I'll let everybody know what goes on with the PPO and the police investigation and things of that nature. Like I said, exercise extreme caution around Dino Hines. He is not safe, he is not stable, and he needs serious, serious mental health and probably long-term psychiatric care. But, as always, like and subscribe, follow along, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks.